Grill Girl here. Today we are refurbishing some cast iron gas grill burners. These are for the DCS Dynamic Cooking System Series 27 models and also fit many Lynx grills. However, the steps we take in this video can be used for any cast iron burners. Our customer purchased these and sent them back to us after about 1 year of use. While we understand that this amount of rust can look alarming, you haven't lost as much metal as it seems from the amount of rust that you see. The reason for this is because iron oxide is an expanded, softer byproduct of the metal itself. In other words, it looks worse than it is. This amount of rust is actually to be expected. These burners are so thick that even in their current condition, they have the majority of mass left and will work for years to come. Think about old tractors that have been sitting in a field for decades and the machinery is still in one piece. That's why buying high quality from a reputable manufacturer still matters today. If your burner has large holes rusted through, it is time to replace them or call for warranty. However, if you see rust like this, please don't throw away your burners. A high quality cast iron burner can last 8 to 10 years and at least 3 to 5, even if it looks rusty. All that being said, if you want to clean the flaking rust up, off your burners and out of your grill, here are a few tips to keep in mind. First of all, remember to wear protective gear like a mask and glasses, and add gloves if you want to keep your hands clean. After removing the parts from your grill, the single highest impact task you can complete to improve grill and burner function is cleaning up residual rust flakes. Cleaning the rust debris out of your grill periodically will give you a cleaner and more consistent grilling experience every time. The rust will have mostly fallen into the bottom of your grill. If you have a removable drip pan or tray, it's a simple job to dump the rust particles into the trash. Alternatively, a shop vac can be extremely helpful in getting that debris out of your grill. Next, shake out rust particles that have fallen into your burners. Due to the design of some cast iron burners, the rust might be stuck within the bottom or sides of the burner itself. Once again, the shop vac is your best friend for this job, and it's a pretty cool party trick as well. Look, Ma, no more rust in the burner. At this point, visually inspect flame ports along the edge of the burner. Sometimes these can get clogged with rust and you'll want to clean those out. We'll demonstrate that at the end of this video. If the ports look good and you're happy with your burners, you can reinstall them and use your grill once again. However, if you'd like to tidy up your burners even more, here are a few additional steps to take. Scrape off large and lifting rust flakes from the burner. We like a putty knife for this job because it's thin enough to get under the rust. Next, use a wire brush to remove the smaller pieces of flaking rust. For an even, cleaner burner, use a Dremel or drill with metal brush attachment. This really isn't necessary, but we wanted to show you how good the metal looks underneath all that rust. Finally, if you're making a movie about cleaning burners, you can put a coat of paint over the cleaned burners. For this, you will want to use a high-temp, food-safe paint. We sell barbecue paint on grillpartssearch.com, but just keep in mind that the paint will burn off once you light your burners up. We mainly did this for looks. After you've cleaned the burners thoroughly, and maybe even added a coat of paint, you might need to drill out the flame ports on the burners. If the holes are clogged with rust, it will affect the flame pattern in your grill. Even if they aren't completely clogged, just constricted, it's still a good idea to drill them out every few years or so. We used a very small drill bit for this, and a few broke while in the process. We were able to find a 10-piece set of 1/16 inch drill bits for under $20 online, which would probably be about right for the job. We sped this part up for you, but it took about 5 minutes to complete. Most of the holes will be easy to drill in and out, but some might have hardened rust clogging them. You'll usually find these harder spots in the areas where the burners produce the most heat. Once again, you can drill out the flame ports in any cast iron burner. Brush off any remaining rust dust from your burner and your refurbished burner is good to go. We hope this helps. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. Have a great day and happy grilling.